please welcome two brilliant young and rising stars, Carmel Laniado and Harry Collett. Great. And a warm welcome for one of the most successful actors of all time, the fantastic Robert Downey Jr.
Success, success.
Great, great to have you here. And Mr. Downey, would you share with us what you brought with you?
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is our Build-A-Bear. That'll be now. Yeah. Now listen, we thought that, hey, that's pretty good. Wow. We thought diversity and inclusion, kind of like the themes of Dolittle. How does it look?
So colorful, yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
A little bit of a rainbow action.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Damien Hirst is going to buy this for $30 trillion. You're going to sign it while you're holding a mic. Wow. I'm going to check it on the butt. Okay, we're good to go. One for you.
Thank you.
One for you, kind sir. Mine's already been decapped. Let's sign away. Yes, this would be an auction item. All righty. Oh my God, we finished at the same time. Synchronicity.
One more over here, please. To the right, please. Right side.
One left to go, please.
Right side again. Right side.
We'll go over here and then we'll be done. Thank you. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and then I remember Eddie Murphy's version. And it was just that thing. I think it's something, you know, I have kids now, some young ones, and it's just something that they're kind of obsessed with, and, you know, having that kind of fantasy life. I think, obviously, the theme of everybody deserves to be heard and all that was kind of cool. But then also I get to work with these young rising stars and show them, you know, show them the ropes. What'd you think, Carmel?
Yeah, I mean, it was really, really great because there were people in green suits who were really able to like do all the movements for us and make all the voices, which was really helpful, and they're really fun to be with as well.
Yeah, I think some of them worked on Star Wars as well, so they were very experienced and they know what they were doing.
Imagine if your job on a movie was just to be there in a green suit, and then once in a while you would
With,
just
like,
pretend to be a polar bear. I mean, it's kid stuff. It's fun.
Especially for the gorilla too, he had like this massive butt, so like it was pretty funny.
The gorilla had a big butt.
Around.
And you remember the long extra arms they put on the front too?
It's crazy, and it's crazy to see like the journey from the beginning of it to the end, like how, like, because we just saw it as drawings at first, but then to see like how much it's developed is really, like, it's incredible.
I think that I went in there empty-handed, first of all. I didn't really know what to expect. And then it was just like, I think how Stubbins learns from Dolittle, he's such in awe of what he does. And I've been a fan of Robert's work for how long, but it's the same connection with Stubbins and Dolittle. I think going on this journey together, we've learned a lot and everything, and that's exactly the same for me and Robert Downey Jr. It's just, it's a very lovely journey, and you see that in the movie as well.
Sounds like I told him to say that.
He didn't, don't worry.
I would never.
And you sort of see that in the movie, how both Dolittle and Stubbins grow as people, and I've definitely become a more confident person as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing Lady Rose, especially since she wasn't in any of the original books, I don't think. So it was really great to be able to like play around with her and like make her my own character. And like with the accent, yeah, it was a ton of fun. I mean, I try to watch as many like documentaries and stuff to see like exactly how they walk and talk and
You sounded pretty
speak.
posh, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
no, but like Lady Rose, she speaks with like RP. I don't know how much you can like, I don't know if that's pretty similar probably for like Americans, you know, they think it sounds the same, but yeah. But yeah, I tried to make it as accurate as possible. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's your first feature film, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, which is crazy, you know, but but because I had such lovely people around me, you know, like Robert and Harry, it made the process so much easier and so much more fun and enjoyable. And I felt like I learned so much from just being there. And it's life skills as well, you know. It's not just the acting bit. It's really learning how to like communicate with other people and yeah, it's just I felt like I really growed as a person, like Harry said.
It's great too because Lady Rose of everyone in the movie besides the Queen has the highest status.
Yeah,
so,
and she's like a child. So.
Yeah, and she comes, you know, when the animals are all bounding in to Buckingham Palace, the guards, obviously they want to stop him. She's like, no, they're our guests or whatever. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not all that strategic with what I do and what I choose. I'm a little more intuitive. There's something about it that just seemed like a sweet departure from aliens killing everybody. I don't know. It was just, you know, I've been in a very different universe for a while. And also, you know, when I was starting off as an actor, I had giants, amazing people who I got to work with and I learned so much from, whether it was Sybil Shepherd or James Woods or Warren Beatty, who produced the movie I was in, and I love the idea of being able to carry on that tradition and pass along some of the things I learned from them to Carmel and Harry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really hope that after people watch the film, they're able to really like get motivation to do more things like that, and yeah, I mean, I think that's really great. You know, all the movements and everything. It's so powerful.
Yeah, I think just animals are such an important part of our culture, especially. And it's really great when you see this movie to actually celebrate what we have as well. And what you're doing is really great, so I really appreciate that.
To me, what's special is I got to bring my kids to the premiere. We had a really fun time shooting it. Shooting these kinds of movies is always really difficult and challenging. And ultimately, all you have is the process of doing it. I think the way this one is different is that I really wanted to play him as something that is different from Tony Stark as I could, someone who has given up on humanity, never wants to see a human being again. He's a very lonely, isolated person, and because these two come over to his house for different reasons, one with an urgent need from the crown, and the other for something as simple as to save a squirrel that he never would have hurt on purpose. I just love the idea of that starting point for three characters, and the rest of it, it's like fun and animals and silly and cool and, you know, a family movie. We have to pick a different animal every time we're asked that question.
I know.
I would like to be a Humboldt squid.
No.
Humboldt squid. They're quite dangerous and aggressive, but they're beautiful to watch. Anyone ever seen a squid? Squids are pretty smart. I'd like to be a super smart squid. End quote.
Gosh, I mean, I've said this a lot, so sorry, I can't think of anything new, but I think like dolphins are like really sophisticated.
She's
and
a dolphin
smart.
gal.
I'm a dolphin gal. And yeah, I think they just like know their way around and they're really cool, so.
Does ant count, or is that more of an insect? Can I say it? Yeah.
It's part of the animal kingdom.
All right, well, I'd say ant then, because...
Just a single ant.
Yeah, I'd always want to see what's going on in that little hill. Yeah. I feel like that'd be really interesting.
Imagine if you were a whole colony.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
You're like the king of the ants.
You could have helped them move the set furniture around.
Yeah.
You had a big scene with ants in this movie, come to think of it.
Yeah.
And a dragonfly, too.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be a dragonfly. Not this time.
I mean, I'd take the opportunity.
I mean, I wish my motivations were that lofty. But I think it's what you said, the way you described it. To me, all entertainment is not escapism, but it's a way for me to get out of myself and have an experience. I want to try as many different things as I can. You know, like, what do they say? Variety is the spice of life, you know? Yeah, like, I suspect Carmel and Harry aren't going to do another Talking Animals movie after this, unless we do another one of these. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to try different stuff.
Exactly. And I mean, like, this film, like, it has so much heart and soul into it. And I feel like it's a film that, like, anyone can relate to, because, like, you go through, like, such a journey. So I think that was, like, really important for us to be able to, like, you know, to be able to share that and tell that. And it's, yeah, as Robert said, it's a really fun process.
What do you want to do next, Harry?
I mean, this film is a lot of like action in it, but I'd love to do another action movie.
Yes,
really
action
cool.
movie.
Yeah, action movie.
He'll do action, she'll do environment. Together, we'll save the world.
We will make the dream team.
Yeah. Wow, well, the first thing that happened when I turned up on the red carpet, and you guys are amazing for doing this, thank you so much. Everyone was singing happy birthday, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, this is amazing. But, yeah, but everyone was so nice, and it was really, really lovely, especially to celebrate my birthday in a country I've never been to before. Not a country, city I've never been to before. And yeah, it was, and I'm really happy with all the love and support and everything, so thank you everyone for doing that for me.
So cool.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
So I've got this really funny story actually. There's a little scene where I'm running through a really lovely dandelion field in Windsor, and it was a lovely, lovely place. And I was just running through there, and they said, "Oh, just run. We'll tell you when to cut." And I was like, "Okay." So I started running, and I was a bit like Forrest Gump. I kept on running, so I just kept going, and I kept going, and I couldn't hear cut. I kept going, and I come to this wooden fence because there's a part where you go down this hill and they can't see me anymore. So they must have been shouting cut, and I couldn't hear a thing. And I went, I've been running for like 10 minutes now. I think I should walk back. And then everyone was cracking up laughing.
Except your mother.
Yeah, my mum was a bit worried, wasn't your mum?
My gosh. I mean, look, first of all, I think acting is primarily a feminine, it's a feminine endeavor. It's very yin. If you're not in touch with yourself, you can't do it well. So I think, generally speaking, actresses demonstrate it better, as evidenced by the fact that out of left field, she did what I would call a perfect tear, which it took me until I was 26 and shooting toward the end of Chaplin to get anything close to it. And as far as Harry, I just so relate to being someone who wants to do well, but is also coming into my own. I mean, he just did turn 16. I got to watch him grow up on this, and I think we're all always growing. So I was projecting, you probably didn't know this, brother, I was projecting all of my own angst and, you know, anxieties of being a teenager onto you, but also watching how well you handled it, because, you know, it was a very big role. And
thank you.
You nailed it. You nailed it, buddy.
Would you like to answer as well?
I'm just going to say that, obviously, when you're asked the question, what was it like working with Robert Downey Jr., everyone sort of expects you to say, oh, he was amazing. Yeah. But I can genuinely say, from the bottom of my heart, he is a great guy. And
they're always asking you in front of me, too, which is like, I never really get an honest answer.
Like, pretend he's not here, like.
But yeah, just, you learn so much from him. He's just the best, really.
Yeah, and I mean, like, to work with someone who's so, like, so incredibly talented and just so, like, just so caring. Like Robert always made sure that Harry and I, we knew what we were doing and that we felt comfortable and that we felt happy, which is the most important thing. And, you know, like, to learn from someone who's so charismatic and so funny, but at the same time so down to earth, is just, like, it's the best thing you could ever wish for as an actor, you know, like, you really feel like you're learning from the best.
Yeah. We spend a lot of time together off set too, which helps.
I think if you don't have that off-screen connection, you can really see it in the movie. Yeah. So it helps we did a lot of stuff off-screen, because you can see all of our relationships are better on screen because of that. So I'm really grateful.
Yeah, me too.
And I for you.
It was kind of awkward at first, because obviously it's super silent in the studio and you're just going, "Roar!"
Yeah.
And then everyone's just looking at you and you're like, it feels awkward, but now it just looks really cool. But it's actually really cool, because the bear roar, I just sort of went with it. But the other stuff, like the peacock and the monkey, I had to learn what they actually... And then there was a peacock, and Ken was like to me, the VFX director, he goes, yeah, so peacocks make this sound. And I was like, what? I didn't even know peacocks even made a sound. So it was really interesting to do with that, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, he's such a pro.
Very fun. Thank you.
I think you want to honor the previous ones, but always try to bring something a little bit new and special if you can. And I think, if anything, all the on-screen talent, of which there's so many, but all the voice actors that we had just brought the movie to such another level. So it got me thinking about how important teams are, you know, like you're kind of almost like putting together a team of people to try to do something.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the animation now obviously is like so much more like developed and different. Right. But I think that this film is also about, I mean, like Stubbins and Dolittle, they're often like really misunderstood. Like, I just feel like when I was seeing this film, like I really felt like, you know, they needed each other. You could really like feel this bond, and you could see the journey throughout the film of their connection. And I feel like a lot of people can understand that, and a lot of people can feel like they're sometimes misunderstood. And I think that the message of this film is that, you know, you should appreciate yourself for who you are, and you shouldn't really change for others. And I think that there were all these like small messages in this film that I think are so important. And also, like, you can relate to so many different, there are so many different characters, and I feel like anyone can relate to, like, there could be someone who could relate to Lady Rose, there could be someone who could relate to, like, Yoshi, I don't know, like, there are just so many different characters, and I think that that's what's so special. They each have, like, different layers and different personalities, which I just think is so cool.
Ooh, wow. Could you imagine? I should wait till I'm 70. Because then I'll really finally be mature. A dream role. No, it's just whatever I do next. It's just what the next. To me, the movie I just made is my favorite movie I've ever done until the next one I do, which is the one that I'm finally going to get it right. And I think we can all relate to that, right? You got to love where you're at and aspire to something more.